Before the next episode of X Job Downloaded starts, I have a big favour to ask. If you've enjoyed any of our episodes so far, please can you click on the follow button on your platform. I'm on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon and YouTube. It costs nothing to follow, but makes a real difference to me as a podcast producer. Thank you. So this young man is in Normandy and this is all happening around him. His mates, you're taking fire. Every day I assume that there's some form of skirmish taking place with the Germans because they're not going to give up lightly, are they? This is probably one of the most strategic parts of the war.
That's right.
The other beaches are coming under fire. You've got Gold, Sword, Utah. They're all... What was the camaraderie like with the Americans, with the Canadians? How was that working, for you?
Well, it was very good, really, because the Americans, as you know, had landed on Utah and Omaha beaches. Yep. And the plan was to encircle some of the German divisions had broken through and actually nearly reached the coast.
Oh, right.
They nearly split us up.
Yeah.
From in between Sword Beach and Juno Beach,
yep.
which is 10 miles between us. Yeah. They had tried to get between that, and luckily they were they didn't manage it at all. But it was. I don't know how I remembered. It was shattering, really.
Yeah. So you've moved through France, and France is liberated, isn't it? What was the when you first arrived there? What was the response from the French public? How did they welcome you?
With bottles of champagne, hugs and kisses off of the women. And they were great with it.
Don, I wouldn't expect anything less from you, mate. I've seen you party, and I would imagine that the champagne went down particularly well. So these people, because they've been living under this tyranny, haven't they? They've had the Nazis have taken over their homes. They've done some horrendous things there. You describe how you go through France, but how do you actually make the journey into Germany? You're driving in convoys, or how does that look?
Well, we once we broke out in August, we were joined by another division, and we made our way up the west side of France towards the port, one of the big ports there.
Okay.
And
Le Havre and all.
Le Havre, yeah. We made our way out to Le Havre, and a lot of people really don't know the history of the division that I was in, but my 51st Highland Division that I was in, they were the ones at Calais during the evacuation of Dunkirk.
Right.
And they, the whole division just stood their ground and they all got captured at the end of the day, and they had to march through to, including the colonel, the general, and some of them escaped, but most of them. Anyway, what happened was at St. Valery, where it was a coastal town just before you get to Calais, they had stood their ground there until they got captured. So on our way, on our advance up that coast, we got to St. Valery. Montgomery took my division out of the battle, and we had a memorial service. There's a big monument there, and that's where we had a service on that day.
Wow!
And then we continued on to towards Holland, where we my division, we went into Holland